Hey, how is it going again, everyone? LV Native here with another video for you. Today, we are going to be doing something a little bit different, obviously, covering some Friday the 13th, the game. Really fun game that just recently came out, and I am here to help you guys learn the ropes on how to survive the night against Jason. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a real quick look at
the feature comment of the day.
And today's comment comes to us from none other than Joshua, and he says, "Can I be the featured comment of the day?" Well, there you go, man. And remember, guys, if you'd like to be the featured comment of the day, all you got to do, smack that like button, drop a comment in the section below, and I just might pick yours to be the very next featured comment of the day. All right, so these tips are going to be in no particular order. All of them are important, so I'm not going to do like a countdown or anything. We are just going to run through these tips to help you guys have a better chance against surviving against Jason and being able to either escape, kill Jason, or survive the night. So starting things off, it's going to be with readying the room. You know, Jason can appear anywhere, anytime because of his morph ability. Because of that, any cabin that you're inside searching around in, you really want to make sure that it is ready for battle. So what that means, as soon as you get to houses, I see so many people just run in and start searching. I don't agree with that. I think it's best to barricade that doors, open up all your windows, make sure you're prepared in case Jason shows up. And then once you've done all that, maybe set a bear trap or two, then you can go around at your leisure and, search that entire house until your heart is content. Number 2, make sure that you're jogging most of the places instead of running, unless you have a very specific reason for having to sprint. One, you will just destroy your stamina if you're running around everywhere. And then when you need that stamina to get away from Jason when he shows up, you're going to be SOL. So try to conserve that stamina as best as you can and go ahead and do the light jog. You don't have to go walk or crawl, but do the light jog when you're going in between cabins, as this will not only produce less noise for Jason to be able to hear you and find you, but you will also not run out of stamina as quick. Also, on this note, if you need to, take a breather, kneel down for a few seconds, regain that stamina. Worst thing you can do is be really low on stamina and then Jason shows up. So try to conserve that stamina bar as much as possible. Number 3, search every cabin thoroughly. Do not miss a drawer. Do not miss a corner where there could be a gas can sitting or anything like that. It is really difficult to try to go back and search cabins that have already been searched when everyone is just looking for the keys, and there's no way to tell exactly, where something like that would be. You have plenty of time in this game to get done what you need to get done. So running around quickly and not securing everything and searching every single drawer really is a bad way to play the game, in my opinion. Make sure you lock the doors, open the windows, and then thoroughly search every single bit of that cabin before moving on to the next one. You will thank me later. Number 4 tip, make sure you guys communicate. This is a game that's built on teamwork for the counselors. Worst thing you can do, in my opinion, get into a lobby where nobody's communicating, nobody's talking. Not only is it a lot more boring to play the game that way, but you're going to have a hard time working as a team to get, cars fixed and the police called, stuff like that. It's essential to this type of game to make sure you're communicating. On that note, with the communication, remember, Jason can also hear what you're saying if you're close to him. So if you know you're being pursued by Jason and you don't want to give any vital details of your guys' plans, like, yeah, you guys run over there while I distract him, don't say stuff like that. You can try a little misdirection. I know a lot of people like to, but basically communicate, guys. Don't stay silent. It is going to be really tough for you to survive against Jason if nobody's communicating and working together. It makes you all be separated. You'll be split up. You'll be easy picking. So put that headset on, open up that mic, and make sure you're communicating with your other players. My number 5 tip is going to be to spend your points for rolling better perks, not just getting all the executions for your different Jasons. I mean, sure, if there's a particular one you want, go ahead, but some of them can be quite expensive on the CP and can cost upwards of 2,000 or even 2,500 CP. You can get a lot of perks for that exact same amount. In my opinion, the perks are just a better bang for your buck. It's cool to have all the different animations, but if you're looking to survive, you want to get some really good perks. And the only way you're going to do that is to roll a whole bunch of them. One thing that's nice, it's built into the game, if you get a perk that you don't need or you don't want, or it's a duplicate or something like that, you can sell it back for more CP that you can use to roll for other perks. This is essential to give you a little bit of a leg up to get those really good perks that either give you more strength, make you harder to see, no noise while sprinting, stuff like that. So make sure that you're spending your points, especially I think in the early on rolling for better perks for your counselors instead of buying executions for Jason. Number 6 is kind of an important one, and that is to have a plan. But not only have a plan, have a backup plan as well. If you're just running around searching everything with no real goal in mind, it's going to be hard for you to stay focused and get the tasks that you need to get done. So maybe you've found the car keys, or you found the battery and your buddy has found the gas tank or something like that. That's probably going to be your plan for you guys to find the 4-seater car or even the 2-seater car and escape. Problem is say he runs around and in between buildings, he gets killed, you don't know exactly where he dropped the gas can, or just something happens that makes you have to abandon that plan. Make sure that you have a backup as well. So, what I mean by that is, all right, plan A, we're going to get out of here in the car, but if something happens, we need to immediately have a good backup plan. Maybe it's going to be, to move towards the boat, or it's somebody has a fuse because you guys have been communicating, that. Somebody can get there, repair the fuse, call the cops, and then you guys can get out that way. Thing is don't just run around willy-nilly. Have some sort of a battle plan, and that way it is less likely you will be found unprepared. Number 7 tip, make sure you keep that light on, your flashlight, when you're moving outside in between cabins. One of the most overlooked features, I think, of this game is what your fear level is at. One problem is when you start getting very, very high fear, a lot of bad things happen for you. Not only will it be easier for Jason to find you when he uses his sensibility, you're going to show up as a big, bright red blur. It's going to be really easy for him to spot you, but you also lose your HUD if you get all the way to 100 fear, where you don't see any map, you don't see your items, nothing. So one way that you can help manage your fear a little bit is keeping your flashlight on when you're outside moving between the cabins. The longer you're in darkness, the longer you're being chased by Jason, all these factors are going to lead into your overall fear level. So it's very easy. Turn that flashlight on and you will at least, reduce a little bit of the fear you get from being out in dark places. This tip also applies if Jason does destroy the power box and you're inside in a dark house. You probably want to have that light on unless you know Jason is near and you're trying to be a little more incognito. If Jason's not around, there's literally no reason for you not to have that flashlight on. Number 8 tip, don't 1v1 Jason. Just don't do it. It is never going to end out well for you. This game is designed for Jason to be OP as hell, and if you choose to stand your ground and fight him, that's fine, but you probably want to have at least one other person, so if he grabs one of you, the other one can, smack him with a weapon and make him let the person go. If you're by yourself, you really have no defenses against him. You may be able to stun him, but you're going to need to either get into shelter or find a buddy or a couple people to help you out, because 1v1, you will not last long. Number 9, pick your weapon or your item back up after Jason grabs you. It's really easy in the heat of the moment to just, panic and want to escape after, you're able to get out of Jason's clutches. But don't forget to take that split second to pick up your weapon. Maybe you have a flare gun. You can hit Jason and stun him and, get a lot of points as well as make your escape. But say, Jason comes up behind you with a shift grab and just picks you up without you knowing. Good news, you had a pocket knife. You go ahead and stab him, he staggers, you fall back down, and you just bolt for the nearest house. But now you have no weapon to defend yourself. So make sure, try to keep a level head, and pick your item back up after you're able to escape from Jason's clutches. The number 10 tip, save your flare, shotguns, and fireworks for the most opportune times for you to escape whenever possible. Now, if you have no choice but to use those to survive, by all means go ahead and do it. But if you have the choice, hang on to them for those really critical moments. And I'm talking the car just got finished or is just about to be finished. Maybe it's done, but you just need someone to get in and start the car so everyone can get in and get out of there, and then Jason shows up. Rather than everyone panicking, running around, if you've got those really good stunning devices, like I said, your shotguns, your fireworks, or, most importantly, the flare gun, which is my personal favorite out of those. But Those are really good at stunning Jason and giving you a few extra seconds to make that getaway, and it works really well if you use it for those very critical moments, so not only you, but others can get away as well. This is no more important or more true of a fact than when you're trying to escape from the police. Usually Jason will post up right in front of where you have to get to the police, and it's just a standoff. It's you versus him, and he's either going to kill you or you're going to, juke him or stun him and get him around and escape. So if you have pocket knives, if you have any of those good weapons that can stun him, that is a great time to go ahead and use it. Pull the shotgun out, hit him. Pull the flare gun out, hit him. Throw the fireworks down to cover your escape. It's a really nice way to stun Jason for those extra seconds to let you escape. Number 11, stay quiet and shut up when Jason's near. I touched on this a little bit before, guys. Jason can hear you when you're talking. If you guys have a plan and you're communicating, you're working together, that's awesome. But you may want to, go radio silence when you guys know that Jason is near, just so he doesn't hear you and is able, to help get a leg up on your plan. If Jason knows what your plan is, you're going to have to find a new plan, because if he's any good at all, he's going to set up an ambush. He's going to be waiting for you, and it's just not going to end well. So make sure, try to keep that noise down. Just shut up, disconnect the mic if you have to when you know he's chasing you in a house, because you do not want to give Jason any more information than he already has. His job is already fairly easy to catch and kill you, so don't make it any easier for him. Zip that lip whenever you know Jason is really close by. Number 12 tip is try to travel with a buddy system. Either take one or two other of your friends, max no more than 3 in a group, when you're searching around. It's always good to have at least one person with you. That way you have some backup. You guys have a little chance against Jason. You don't necessarily want to go lone wolf everything, but you don't necessarily want to be in a giant group either. Main thing is because it will just generate way too much noise, and Jason can find all of you at once, and it might take, some time, but if you're all in a big group, Jason will eventually start whittling you guys down one by one until your big group is left with just you. So if you want to be, undetected for as long as possible, make sure you travel with only 1 or 2 friends max. If I see a big group of people come into a cabin that I'm in, I bolt, because I know Jason is going to hear them. He's going to be coming to that cabin. When he does, I don't want to be anywhere around. So have a backup, but don't travel in too large of a group. You'll really, really survive longer, because it's going to be harder for Jason to pinpoint and find you. And the number 13 tip, this one is a little low, a little dirty, but hey, when it's survival of the fittest and either you or your friend are going to die, I usually will let my friend so I can escape. What I mean by this is using these hiding spots. I know that they're a death trap, especially if, you're solo and Jason knows you're in there. More than likely, he's going to be very careful and search every one of those hiding places. But if he finds you in those hiding places, it's instant death. So you have to try to be very, very, careful when you decide to use those hiding spots. Now, I've had some great success doing it, but I don't usually use it unless there's another counselor there with me. For instance, if I see Jason chase me and another guy into the house, I go run around a corner, so I'm out of Jason's line of sight. Maybe there's a window back there that I possibly could have jumped out of, but I see or I know that Jason is, targeting the other person. A lot of times I'll hide under a bed or in that closet. Jason is tunnel visioned on that one counselor. After he kills him, a lot of times he'll just teleport to another area, or the other person might make it out of the house and will lead Jason away from you. Either way, you do stand a pretty decent chance on him not noticing you're there and leaving you alone if you wait to hide when other people are near you when Jason's chasing you. Don't just do it when you're by yourself, because you really eliminate all your options for escape. Jason's probably going to find you and kill you, but if he's focused on somebody else, there's a very, very good chance that you will stay alive hiding in a closet or under a bed or something like that. And if you made it this long into the video, guys, congratulations. I've got one more bonus tip for you, guaranteed to make sure Jason cannot find you. All you gotta do is go to the graveyard and just teabag his mom. We had this footage right here. The guy literally stayed for about 7 minutes teabagging his mom in the graveyard and was never found. So just a little joke, of course, but guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smack that like button, and in the comment section below, I would like to know what other tips do you have for more beginning to intermediate players just getting started into this game. give us your tips below. I know there's a bunch more. These were just some of my favorite tips, but I want you guys to help out as well. Any tips you can think of, just go ahead and throw them in that comment section below. But as always, everybody, this is LV Native. You guys are awesome, and I will see you in the next one.